Welcome back, guys. So we are going to use our installed files and we are going to open our FileZilla program, which again hopefully you've downloaded it already, and then we are going to pop our WordPress files onto our live web server. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've already got my FileZilla program installed and I've got it as a little icon on my desktop here. So I'm just going to go ahead and open that. And this is my FileZilla program. So I will just show you guys, I've registered a domain for the purpose of this this lessons, and I've just registered a domain or a web URL called www.coat.co.za. So don't ask me what that means. Could probably be for some woman's coats or clothing or something like that. So yeah. So let's go back. I'm just going to open this domain and actually show you guys. So this has just got the default page of the hosting company, which is AfriHost. It's a South African ISP. And they're just telling whoever is landing on this page that somebody is going to hopefully upload some website soon, right? So that's exactly what we're going to do. So once we set up WordPress and we refresh this page, we should be able to see our WordPress setup. Okay, so let's get back to FileZilla. And you can see here that I've also, from my internet service provider, I've got my publishing or my FTP details. And again, guys, this is the one you need to look out for. Okay, so make sure you get this from your internet service provider. They should email it to you, hopefully. Well, they should give it to you either way, via email or over the phone or whatever the case might be. And what you do need for this is either the website domain or this IP address, which is a number. So it's either the IP or the web URL, which is the domain, and then of course the username and password. Okay, so in our FileZilla program we are going to punch these details in, and we're going to use FileZilla to access our files on AfriHost's web server, right? Because that is where our website is sitting, right? So I click on File. On our FileZilla program, I click on File Site Manager, and I've already got a couple of websites here, and I'm just going to go ahead and create a new site, so you guys can do that. And you will obviously call this the name of your domain that you've registered. So I'm going to go coat or whatever, I can just call it whatever I want, so I'm just going to say coat. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and on the right hand side, this is where I'm going to punch in my details. So you can leave protocol as FTP, or File Transfer Protocol. That is what FTP stands for. In here, you're going to put in your host, which is your domain, or your IP address, either one. I'm just going to go with www.coat.co.za. You don't have to worry about the port number, that gets filled in automatically. And you can leave you can make your encryption just say only use plain FTP, right? Your logon type you'll leave it as normal, and then this is where you put in your username and password. So my user ID is that. And that is my password. And again, guys, you need to put in the details that you've received. Okay, so I'll click on OK, and that's it. So now we are going to connect to our web server. And just a quick little note, this Windows and this blocks on the left hand side is your local computer, so it's your machine. And on the right hand side, this is the machine on your ISP side. So the web server that we're going to connect to, where we're going to drag and drop from the left to the right, this is going to be the real live server on your ISP side. And that's what we need to get access to. Okay, so I'm going to click on this little drop down button here, and there you can see code, and you will see your one that's been stored in this drop down menu. So you select the one that you've saved, and it should connect. So if I click on code, and 1, 2, 3, here's a bit of a log of what happened in the process of logging in, and there we are live. We have access to the live server. So again, it just looks like a normal file. It just looks like a normal folder with files and folders in it. And now we are basically connected to you are connected now to your ISP's web server where your domain is hosted. Okay, and the folder that we are going to use is called public HTML, or on your side, your ISP will tell you by convention, or generally they will tell you the folder that you can work in. So generally it will either be a www folder or it will be a public HTML folder. So just look out for that. In this case, because it's AfriHost as the company or the ISP, I'll work in the public HTML folder, which is generally the case. So if you don't see a public HTML folder, there should be a www folder, etc. So I'm going to click on public HTML, and you can see there's 3 things in here. There's a file, and then there's two folders there. And in this directory, we are going to drag and drop from the left hand side. We're going to drag and drop the WordPress files which we downloaded. We're going to drag and drop it into the right hand side, and that is it. So guys, get familiar. If you want to pause and rewind this video just to get familiar with everything before we move on, you're more than welcome to do that. I'll catch you in the next lesson, and let's continue then.